I have a student who is a very, very good student, a very good technical student, plays the things that I put in front of him, reads it right down. But there's something that I'm trying to build in him that I can't see in the book, and that you won't see in any book. We as musicians who play with, in groups, in bands, in cover bands, in tribute bands, top 40 bands, jazz bands, whatever kind of band, one of the things that we have to learn how to do is differentiate the music from the notes. I can sit down here and play great 16th notes per se all day long. And my students do that. They all come in and do that. And the notes are right, but it's very sterile. And my discussion tonight is going to be one of the biggest, broadest, wide open discussions that there can be. And that's playing with feel and playing in the pocket. That's what the guys in the bands used to call it. Playing in the pocket, man. Laying down the groove and then holding it there. And I'm going to say to you that not only is accuracy needed, it's all well and good to play the notes, but there's something else going on that I'm doing that is more than just playing the notes. I'd like you to see, or at least take notice, some of my movement. I bet you notice my body is doing this and this. This is important, believe it or not. Little nuances that I was doing, I was actually living the notes, and playing in the pocket and doing a groove is really living in the notes. To sit down there and play is what drum machines do. There's no feeling, there's no expressiveness in it. And when you're playing in the groove with a band especially, and I mean, everybody talks about doing drum solos and things like that. You still got to have a groove going in your head to where your time is right there. But you got to be feeling it, baby. You got to be there moving right along with it. Of those notes, they count. And it's not about playing loud, and it's not about playing soft, and it's not about playing fast. It's about musical expressiveness and playing in and locking it in there. I used to call it, when I'm sitting there with my students, some of the rock tunes that we do, because what I've been doing is I expose my students to all kinds of music. I know that there's the stuff that's out there today was very techno, and there's also the metal things and the harder rock things, and jazz is kind of like there, but not a lot of my students dig it. What I tell them to do is to go listen to some old soul. Go listen to some old R&B. In fact, those are the assignments that I give them because I want them to be able to feel rock, thuddy. It doesn't mean that every note's exactly accurate. It's the lumbering giant. That big, woo, 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 like a lumbering giant coming down the road. And the shuffles. Being able to feel that. Whatever you're playing, to add some feeling and some expressiveness with it, because the more aggressive, not loud, the more aggressive you are with the feel, the more the band sings right along with you. I had one of my students ask me about, how's my swing? He said to me, how's my swing? And I said, well, it's kind of stiff. He said, what do you mean? I said, if you're talking swing, you're not talking. You're talking ride cymbal, baby. Smooth, jumping, making it happen. That's important because that's what drives swing. You know, these kinds of things, all the technical things and the blistering things that you see from the Vinnie Colaiutas and the Mike Portnoys and the thing, they're all great. But see, they can do all that really, really technical stuff and still swing hard and still rock really hard. They're just putting a lot of candy in there while they're doing it. They're not generic. They're not playing just notes. They're living each note. And that's the important thing that I've been teaching my students as drummers. Go out there and listen to as much music as you possibly can, from the old days to the new stuff, and be able to cop every style. Take a listen. I had one student doing this. Ain't too proud to beg? Yeah, it thumps like this. It's like that ostrich with its head going on. And you've got to be able to feel that when you're playing. The band's got to be able to feel that when they're playing. And the audience, when you make it feel great, here's what you see from the audience. Or you have them up dancing, or you see them tapping their foot. They can feel the inert energy coming out of you. So that's my tip for today. Playing with feel and with gusto and laying it down, baby, right in the pocket.